Hey everyone, welcome to Science Based Fitness. My name is Adam. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we're talking about celebrity workouts. We're gonna watch some of them, critique them. As someone with a degree in exercise science, I thought I could throw my 2 cents into this. And we're gonna discuss the criticism that celebrities sometimes have for their lack of transparency on those crazy body transformations that they have. We're gonna try to reveal the secret to these transformations, and spoiler alert, we find the holy grail spoken straight from a celebrity's mouth. Don't miss that, so stay tuned to the end. Let's jump into this. First person we're looking at is Dwayne Johnson, AKA The Rock. So he works out 5 days a week, and what he says is that all of his movie sets, he actually shows up and will set up gyms nearby. He'll rent out local buildings. And this, I think, is obviously a great way to make sure you're not skipping workouts.
But I usually have everything set up prior. Generally train about 5 days a week. And then there's 2 days off. So sometimes there's 2 days off in a row that I take. Sometimes there's a day off in the middle of the week and a day off on the weekend. I'll switch it up. So on one day I'll do chest and I'll do abs. And then the next day I'll do back and calves. The next day I'll do quads and hamstrings and glutes. Then maybe I'll take a day off, and the next day I'll do shoulders.
Okay, so I'm actually a fan of that style of training. That's a split. But the only problem with splitting your workouts that way is that it sounds like, for example, he's not hitting shoulders until the 5th day of the week. And if he's taking 2 days off, that means he's probably gonna be about 10 days out until he hits shoulders again. I like to do splits this way, but I like to set them up so that I'm making sure I hit each muscle group at least twice a week. But I think this is a totally appropriate way to work out. Is this the secret to how The Rock has gotten huge? So this is The Rock's ultimate workout. Does it live up to the hype? So it looks like he's starting out with some basic shoulder warm-ups and some ab exercises. Then he moves into shoulders. He gets then back, he gets chest going. I like the pairing of those two movements. It looks like he's probably supersetting, judging by how much he's sweating. So what that means is he's gonna hit, say, the chest press and then the pull down, and they go back to back, so they're really not affecting the other muscle's ability to recover. So that chest is recovering while the back is still doing work. This is called an agonist and antagonist superset. It can be a pretty effective way to save a little bit of time in the gym. Although The Rock has said in the past that he works out for hours and hours a day. If he's doing this style of training, super high intensity, you can see he's sweating. There's no way you're doing that type of training for hours and hours. I like his structure of this workout. It's very much old school bodybuilding style. Overall, I think he actually does a pretty good job at choosing specific exercises meant to increase hypertrophy. You can see he's training hard, close to failure, which is obviously one of the prerequisites to experiencing optimal amounts of hypertrophy. All right, so here's The Rock's workout for his legs. This is a solid 30-minute uncut clip. I'm gonna skip around a little bit just so you guys don't have to sit here all day. This is twice the normal speed, so this isn't the speed he's going at. He's gonna start out with what's called a unilateral leg press, or I think they called it this an iso leg press. So you're able to do one side at a time. He moves into doing this together as a leg press. Totally great movement to start out with. Leg press is pretty straightforward. He's not doing a ton of weight. This looks like it's only 225 total if the sled is 45 pounds. I feel like the math behind weights is always 225 if there's 245s on both sides. All right, so now he's gonna move over to this wonky looking leg press. I didn't see if they put up what this is called. Okay, I actually kind of like this resistance profile here. If you take a look at that, he's not able to fully straighten his legs. This looks like there's a lot of tension at the bottom of this movement, which I definitely like, but he didn't rest at all. He went right from leg press right to another leg press. Is this the whole video? It looks like it is. So it looks like there's no rest time at all between these sets of exercises that target the exact same muscles. What would be the reasoning behind that? We know from research that pre-exhaustion training actually yields worse hypertrophy results. So that means, like, if we do leg press and then go to lunges right after, we're not expecting to see optimal results from someone who would have done leg press, taken a rest, and then done lunges. Now, he didn't label this workout as any specific type of workout. It just says leg workout. It doesn't say high intensity. It doesn't say nonstop. All it says is uncut. So you're assuming that's for video purposes, unless he's just trying to give everyone his exercises he'll do in a full workout all at once. That's the only thing I can think of, but he is keeping it fairly light. So let's keep going with this. All right, he's got a final boss shirt on. That's actually pretty cool. We got a reverse hack squat. Why? Why are we doing the same movement pattern over and over? Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think about this? Am I the crazy one? Is this, the ultimate workout and I just have it wrong? Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking about this. All right, so here we have Kumail Nanjiani. He played a role in the Eternals movie with Marvel, and he looks amazing. He's gonna talk about some of his favorite workouts that got him in such good shape, and let's see what he has to say. Okay, so the Power Plate is a really cool tool. I actually have done a full review on a Power Plate. I looked up some of the science, some of their claims that they actually say. It's not anything special. It can be a helpful tool, but that's pretty much it. It's not gonna make you look like him simply from using it. What else does he have? Okay, Zerder squats to optimize leg hypertrophy. There's always limiting factors in exercises, and that's really important to be aware of. In this exercise, it's not the lower body. In this exercise, it's going to be your ability to hold that weight close to your body. It's gonna be your arms, your shoulders, your abs, not the legs. We're trying to optimize the legs. If I'm trying to crush his legs, optimize hypertrophy, we're not doing this. But I'm totally open to hear arguments against that. Let me know in the comments. This chest exercise is great. We're coming from a low angle that's going to actually activate more upper pec, more of the clavicular head of our chest. Adding that extra little bit of a press up is fine. It's just kind of a way to increase the contraction, more of a mind to muscle connection that I'm totally cool with. Talking about not wanting to add much of the deltoids involved, another cueing movement that can work in targeting the desired muscle, and sometimes that can be lost, is people just start doing the movement, just throwing the weight around and not specifically targeting the muscle they want, especially if you're trying to build muscle and optimize hypertrophy. The way he explained this is awesome. He gives a good rep range and he goes to failure. Perfect. Next.
My favorite shoulder exercise is the delt giant set. You can hit all three parts of the delts, the front, the laterals, the rears in one.
The front raise, cool, I'm cool with that. Side raise is awesome. He's doing 25 pounds and he's repping it out like a beast, great form. The bent over raises, terrible form. The rear delts are a much smaller muscle. There's no reason he can't just toss those weights down and grab some 15s. Focus on a more intelligent movement pattern instead of just trying to get the weight up. He's done a great job of not ego lifting anything up until that very point. Yeah, that's not ideal. There's no reason he shouldn't just drop the weight down. He'll get a little bit less of his traps involved and he'll really be able to isolate and focus more of those rear delts. So if these electric stim pads are activating the bicep and making it so you don't have to do as much work, great, maybe you can save a little bit of time, but typically adding 1 or 2 excess sets isn't going to be a dramatic difference for most people. So I really can't comment too much on this. I think as long as you're getting the appropriate amount of volume, you're gonna have similar results. He's explaining that this is gonna do a lot more for the muscle activation. I'm not really buying it. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Maybe I'll do a whole video on this topic if people want to hear something about this, but we're gonna move to our next celebrity who really does tell us the total truth to celebrity transformations, and you don't want to miss it. So the celebrity is Rob McElhenney. I think I'm saying that right, but he's from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's a comedian, he's awesome. He's done some crazy body transformations from going from this to this to this. In this clip, he talks about how he was able to accomplish this as he reads some tweets that people have sent him and explains some of those answers. So let's see what he has to say.
Rob McElhenney did both of these things to his body for the sake of comedy. He has more dedication to a joke than I have to anything in my entire life. Rachel, first of all, I appreciate you saying that. The truth is, I have more dedication to the paycheck than I do to the comedy bit. They paid me a lot of money to do this. If you can find a studio who's willing to pay you what they pay me to make Sunny, you will have a lot more dedication than you think.
That's a great point. Working out every single day seems like a job and a task sometimes, but if you're getting paid and you're getting paid really well, of course it's gonna be a little bit easier.
Rachel Millman says, Max from Always Sunny's was better and realer. I hope you're watching this, Kumail. They both failed to mention how this actually works, which is steroids. Rachel, I'm not gonna get into the medical science of it. Let me just tell you something. Increased levels of testosterone is just a cross I have to bear. Some men just have elevated levels of testosterone. And I would say, if you look at Kumail and if you look at me, you'd be like, well, sure, those two guys must have elevated levels of testosterone naturally because they're just, you know, alpha dog monsters.
I didn't know he was doing a commentary on Kumail Nanjiani until I started watching this clip, so that was actually really cool. I think he raises a great point. I haven't said it yet, but increasing testosterone production is going to have a dramatic effect on muscle mass. I've talked about research in the past that shows individual groups of people that were taking testosterone versus groups that were working out, not taking testosterone. The group taking testosterone, not even lifting weights, put more muscle mass on than the group working out, not taking testosterone. Hormones play a huge part in fitness and health. This is part of the reason why making sure you get appropriate amounts of sleep, have balanced diets, are important factors for muscle hypertrophy and for strength and for overall health. This here is the holy grail of fitness advice. If you follow this tip that Max says here, you will experience obvious success in the gym with your health and your fitness. What is it? Well, here it is.
I'm gonna break it down for you because it's actually quite simple. And anybody can do this. Anybody on the planet can do this. First things first, if you have a job, like a 9-to-5 job, quit that. Now, do you like food? Forget about that, because you're never gonna enjoy anything you eat. Alcohol, sorry, that's out. So what you're gonna need to do is you have a chef, right? Like a personal chef. So make sure the chef makes you a lot of chicken breast, and make sure you keep your caloric intake at a certain level as you go to your physician 2 to 3 times a week just to monitor all your testosterone levels, because testosterone is important to building muscle. You're good friends with the trainer from Magic Mike, right? Aaron Babayan. So you wanna give Aaron a call, and you wanna make sure he's at your house, takes you to the gym at least twice a day, because you're gonna wanna do your muscle building in the morning and then your cardio in the afternoon. Now, do you have a family, like a significant other or kids? Yeah, forget about them. You're not gonna have time to deal with them. So that's really all you have to do. And make sure that you have said studio pay for the entire thing, because it could become exceptionally expensive. So I think if you just do all of those things, then you too can have an absolutely unrealistic body type such as me.
All right, so there it is. There's the secret. You have to quit your job. You have to commit yourself 24/7. No more drinking, no more eating things you enjoy. Obviously, this is a bit of a joke, some satire, but definitely would work if you did it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see something similar to this, or if you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try to answer that in another video. Check out this video right up here. YouTube thinks this video is best for you of my content. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.